is quite a story, honest to God. Nothing made up, it's the truth. I had about 2 weeks before that recording session was coming up, and I had told and promised David Freeman with Rebel Records that I would have some new tunes, you know. And I was sitting in where that green chair that you were sitting in. There was a different chair there then, but I was sitting in that corner of the room and had the footrest up and just leaned back kind of in la-la land. And that tune just came to me. And in 15 minutes, I mean, I had it. And so when Joyce came home from work, she walked to the door of the living room, and I said, "Let me play you a tune." And I played it for her, and I had already thought, now that's not a hard breakdown tune. I may name that for my mother, you know. And of course her name was Rebecca. And I played it for Joyce, and she said, "I really like that. Why don't you name it Rebecca for your mother?" Well, to make a long story short, I put it on tape and sent it to Tom McKinney, a banjo player down in Asheville, North Carolina. And he was playing with me at that time, and he really liked the tune. And I didn't send any names. He called me back and he said, "Man, I love that tune in B." He said, "I really like that." He said, "What are you going to call it?" I said, "Well, I hadn't firmly named it yet." He said, and he'd met my mother, you know, he'd been down home with me. He said, "Why don't you name that Rebecca for your mom?" That was 3 people had the same. I said, "Well, 3 out of 3, that must be the name of it." You know?
Isn't that ironic that happened like that?
Yeah, it was. I mean, and that's the truth. Nobody knew anything about it.
One didn't know that the other had suggested that.
No,
so
no, sir.
That just kind of solidified that deal. Good job.
Well, that's just the way it happened.